morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Stardust Show, powered by Radio Works World. This is Dr. Marina Nani, and I have the privilege, the unique opportunity to co-host today's show with a very dear friend of mine who is broadcasting from India. Priya, over to you.
Hi, a very, very warm morning, a very beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are, and a very powerful day from Calcutta, India.
So, Priya, you've been nominated for the Stardust Awards in London for your amazing works, for your dedication to help other people to make their life a little better. And I know you've been working with children. I know you've been putting so much effort and you made so many personal sacrifices to lift them up, to give them a purpose, to help them see the light because there's so much light in front of each human being and the location where you are growing or the origin of your childhood should not affect but in a good way your upbringing your life your perspectives your prosperity. So Priya, tell us more about what brought you where you are. You are a woman on a mission. What brought you where you are right now?
I feel that human intellect has achieved phenomenal feats. Human intellect has developed by leaps and bounds. We are even exploring space and landing on Mars and building on Mars. I'm currently sitting in a beautiful building of glass and concrete. We have absolutely roofed over building cities from deserts like you see in Dubai. We have the Apple, the Nano, very futuristic technology. However, I feel human nature has a long way to go. With all technology, we have phenomenal connectivity, but does that translate to phenomenal care and compassion and empathy? Do we relate to our next door neighbor and those in our homes and those around us with the same love and intensity that we are working to set up home on Mars? So, this is why I feel the world needs more dreamers, more builders of empathy and compassion and humanity. We need more carers, more empaths, more compassionate people. And this is where I feel the work of Paint Our World has currency, has traction, and has a beautiful space. We are working at Paint Our World to shift the understanding and the connotations of power to one where power is associated with compassion. The power of compassion is what we are working to make fashion.
Wow, Priya. It is Friday morning here in London, and I could listen to you for hours. You see,
Thank you.
your values, your honesty, your belief in equality and kindness and compassion, and your attitude, treating people the way you want to be treated, and helping those in need. To me, those are the main bricks for prosperity. Those are the only things that matter when you care for the other, when you care for the other as is your own. And for you to, you are a very young woman, and you could have a very good time today, Friday in London, like any other woman your age. And yet you are there to make the difference and help people see what is available within themselves and help them bringing their own silent powers to life so they could make the next step into the right direction. They could make the next decision into the right direction to benefit their own purpose. What had happened in your life? What is the struggle you had to face to arrive in this beautiful place of light and confidence where you are right now?
You know, Mahatma Gandhi said that the best way to find yourself is to immerse yourself in the service of others. And through my life experience, I have learned that that indeed is true. I'd like to share a very short story here. And that story pertains to Swami Vivekananda, who was a foremost intellectual, social reformer, and spiritualist of India in an era gone by. And a layman went to him and said, Swami, I have tried everything to be happy. I've gone on pilgrimage, I've gone to temples, I've prayed, I have, you know, tried to amass material goods, success, money, but there is still a vacuum in me. I'm still not fulfilled, the feeling of fulfillment. And Swami Vivekananda said to him, have you tried to remove the sadness of someone else and see how that experience makes you feel? So, going back, I'll take you back many years ago now to my childhood. I was about 3 or 4 years old. I had just begun school in this very city I am sitting in now in Calcutta, India. It was monsoons, the rainy season. Today is also raining, so it reminds me of that day really. I was walking down to school and I saw semi naked children rummaging through rubbish that had been thrown out by restaurants, looking for peels of vegetable to eat. And I recall very vividly that evening coming back home and asking my parents and some guests who were over. I had a very simple question and they had an answer for me. And my question was, why can't those children sit and eat on a table and chair like me? So the story of Paint Our World really began with this one question.
So you are saying that it's not the answer that sets you free, it's the question you are asking yourself.
It's the question that inculcated a sensitivity in me towards those who are underserved, I would like to say, who are not given the same opportunities by society that more privileged members like you and me have had. Underserved because I feel we in society, each and every one of us, has a responsibility to ensure we create a human world because we have the intellect, the conscience, and the consciousness to do so, to create a world where everyone has equality of dignity and respect. We are not equal as human beings. We're not meant to be equal in the design of nature or in the divine plan. We're all different. You have different strengths. I have different strengths. We are imperfect differently. We're able differently. The genders are different. Nationalities are different. Even siblings within the same home are different. And that is what gives us the strength in life to work as a team. When we come together with different strengths, we create things that are more powerful, more ingenious, and more imaginative. But yes, are we equal in the space of respect and dignity that each of us is deserving of towards ourselves and towards our fellow human beings? Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Priya Virmani, I have a lot in my mind and I have a lot of questions that our listeners would like to know. But I'm going to summarize some of those answers they're waiting for by saying that when you left University of Bristol in United Kingdom, you studied management strategy at Howard University, and your specialty there, that your choice was emerging economies, including India and Brazil. And then you went ahead following your vision and you become the founder and the director of Paint Our World. And this is a humanitarian project, art project, to empower children and to help them overcome challenges in trauma and abuse. And you are a life coach, you are a mentor, you are somebody that everybody is looking up to, and perhaps they are looking up to answers. And we just said that the way you start your journey into discovering your true abilities, your life purpose, and lead your life with purpose are the questions you are asking yourself. What are the top three challenges you had to face to be in this place of light when you not only stand into your own light, but you help others to see that is light ahead of them, and it's just a choice to become part of a bigger picture. Because this art project is not only a manifestation of creativity and what really makes us human, but is a very impactful social project. And I know it's not easy. And I know people are fascinated by flying on uh, um, private jets and um, conquering another planet and having cars without drivers, and technology is moving so fast. And yet, you quite rightly said that we are leaving behind something that makes us human, that kindness. So, what were the top three challenges you had to face personally into your own journey to arrive into your own light?
I'd like to say the work of Paint Our World is fundamentally educational. For me, emotional empowerment is education. Because, especially in India and other developing countries, when people talk about charity, philanthropy, extending to the lesser privileged or the lesser served by society, they talk about providing food, clothing, and shelter. In my view, very clearly, these are aspects that keep a human being alive, not aspects that give a human being a life. So, making that transition from being alive to giving them a life, which is about a childhood replete with fun, learning, imagination, safety, a sense of dignity, self respect, where self esteem is inculcated, and giving them the best chance and the best opportunity to a purposeful adulthood is the work that Paint Our World really is doing and is working to create a mindset shift in. So, my greatest challenge being with the children is an absolute joy, seeing them transforming from spaces of disempowerment to joy and fun and becoming little beings in their own rights and their own space is very soul nurturing and heart lifting. But my biggest challenges are mindset issues here. And here I would just like to share a little story. I don't know if this story is entirely grounded in truth or if there is some myth to it, but the story goes that Eisenstein, when he was in school, he brings back a letter to his mother and he gives it to his mother and he says his school teacher has sent this letter for her. His mother opens the letter and reads it out to Eisenstein. And the letter reads like something like, "Your child is extremely intelligent. He is unique. He is distinctive. And we don't think we have the right tools in our school to inculcate this ingenious bent of mind. So it would be best if you then choose to school your child at home." So this was a letter that Eisenstein's mother read out to him as a little when he was a little child, and he brought home a letter from school. Here, Eisenstein becomes the genius we all know, and his mother passes away. At her death, he is going through her belongings and he finds that letter. And the letter says that your child is good for nothing. He is unable to adjust in school. We are unable to incorporate him. So it is best you choose not to send him to school and keep him at home. Imagine the difference in how his mother relayed that letter to that little child made to him. So I say the power lies in each of us, and it's how we inculcate and encourage and inspire our children to achieve, to go beyond their limitations and boundaries, to show them the space of imagination and fun and learning, and not of constraint and boundary, is a responsibility that lies with each of us. It is a responsibility that I wake up to every day with Paint Our World and generally in my life, and it is a responsibility that I go to bed with.
Wow. So coming back to the same scientist, I remember, and I do apologize if the quote is not accurate, completely accurate, but you were saying that it is your task as a human being to be free, to free yourself from to free yourself by widening your circle of compassion and embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. And surely there is a lot of beauty within each one of us, and unleashing that creative power, that creative energy could change a lot in people's life. And everything starts with you. I wonder what were the in your journey, what are the top three wins that now you are looking back and you are thinking, yes, it is hard. It's been a terrific experience. I had to overcome so many challenges, and yet look what I did. Look what we achieved, and it is all worth it. So because it's never easy to help others, there are so many layers when comes to social awareness, when comes to even the recipients to be able to understand what is the help they are receiving and where that could take them. So I believe that all the sacrifices you are making right now are all worth it, and they are paying off in a big way, because even if you bring the sparkle into one child's life, that's
Yes.
enough. I know you are doing a lot more than that, and I want our listeners to look into your journey and join you and help you raise awareness and help you paint our world with the right colors. What are the top three wins, Dr. Priyavimani, that you could share with us and you could look back thinking it is all worth it?
Firstly, Marina, I want to thank you. I want to thank you in your supportive energy here. Thank you for nominating the work of Paint Our World and my writings. I feel this nomination is really for my work. As compared to myself, I'm but an instrument. So I really want to express my gratitude here to you and to Radio Works and for all that you are doing. Thank you for being an inspiring co-traveler in my journey. Coming back to my journey, again, the key word there is journey and not the destination. So the challenges, I would not really single out any challenges in particular, but say every day is replete with challenges. But challenges also allow an opportunity for growth. Me being someone who has lived most of my life abroad and then coming back to India, working at the grassroots level, working here as a single woman who's a professional woman in a very gendered space where connotations do not allow women in this space very easily. There are limits and boundaries on how a woman should be allowed to think or speak or interact or even create or cultivate her own identity. So these are all challenges that I face every day. I'm very aware of them. There are times where I do feel beaten and discouraged, but then, I've become very good at self talk and I bring myself back up, and my children are always there to, reinvigorate me. And I know exactly why I'm doing the work I'm doing when I'm with them. And I love the work I'm doing. It is a decision that I have made and a decision that I'm powerfully happy about. So I just share briefly a story from a few years back when I received a lot of discouragement here in India from the work I was doing. I got comments like, very disparaging, condescending comments like, why is a young, pretty girl like you doing this work? You should be married to can take care of you. Then there were also comments like, what is the point of your education and a PhD if this is what you end up doing? And, things were challenging in other respects as well. And I said, okay, fine, maybe I should go back to the UK and focus entirely. I still work, I still have a career, but I said I should focus entirely on that, take a break from the work of Paint Our World, be more resolute and assured in my career path, and then return to Paint Our World. This was one tangent of thought that was creeping up. It was New Year's Day a few years ago. I was meant to go and visit the children, and I was not very well. I had temperature and I was not able to make it on that day. So I made it a day or two later, and the little children came to me and said, Priya Didi, they call me Priya Didi, which means elder sister. We heard that you were not well and we were praying for you like this. And they made that kind of, expression. They said, every day we pray for you like this. We want you to be well and happy because you mean so much to us. You are our world. And I knew exactly where my calling was, why my calling was there, and I have knowingly taken a responsibility to work to empower our most vulnerable children. Even if I can reach out to a single child, I feel I have walked meaningfully, and I will keep doing that, doing what I can, where I am, with what I have, as long as I can.
Wow. Wow, Dr. Priya. So I know it's a lot going on, and I know we are both ready to hit the road today. But before we go, I want you to tell us and share with us what is that you would do if you had a magic wand.
If I had a magic wand, I'd let the world know, my fellow travelers in the world, especially children, know that that magic wand was only made possible because of their light within. That each of us is stardust assembled in motion, and that's what human life and human beings to me are all about. So the magic
Dr.
lies.
Priya, the magic light. So Dr. Priya Virmani and myself, we want to remind you that no matter the challenge, no matter the weather, doesn't matter where you are in your journey, it's not about the destination. And all that you have to remember each day is that you are stardust. From both of us until next time, because I promise it's going to be a next time, and you are going to be able to read the interview with Dr. Priya Virmani in The Sovereign. And until next time, remember, you are stardust. Meet us back here so we could take the next step into the journey we're taking together and see where the stardust is taking us. From both of us, goodbye.
Thank you so much.